Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Not Move podcast. Today we're doing a recap. We're doing a before the game of the Eagles versus Packers, and we're joined today by Lester and Robert. What's up, y'all?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Not much. So let's first we can since Lester's here, we can start off on the Packers front first. So what you expect from your team? Things you think your team needs to do to win, and who do you think is gonna win?
So I think tonight, what really needs to happen is there needs to be, I would just flat out say more consistency in terms of offensive play, offensive line, because mainly the times when we've struggled on offense, we don't have consistent pass blocking, or it affects the way we run the ball, and so the run game doesn't become effective. And Green Bay's offense is predicated in terms of success on their big play rate. And when you can kind of make them more one dimensional, it's not always there. Jordan Love does need to be more consistent in how accurate he is getting the ball downfield. But I think that the big focus should be on trying to run the ball tonight. It's supposed to be cold, so it's going to be key for both teams to really run the ball. But I think if Green Bay can use and utilize Josh Jacobs tonight, it would mean, if they're able to use him the way they would like to, it would mean that the offense is thriving. But ultimately, I just think in terms of overall talent at key spots, whether it's the secondary, um, wide receiver, I think the Eagles roster is just a little bit better than where Green Bay is at right now, and I just don't have the faith in Lafleur to call a good enough game tonight to beat the Eagles. So as of right now, I have the Eagles winning a very close but good game, 27-21.
Interesting. Wow, we have the same. I have the same exact score. And the one thing when I look at the Packers, a way y'all can beat us isn't necessarily in the running game because we're healthy now in terms of our linebacker core, our front seven. Everybody's healthy, everybody's playing. More or less, it's the passing game. I think Jordan Love has to play a complete game. If Jordan Love plays a complete game, I think that is our best chance of beating us. Simply put, because we have question marks in our secondary. I mean, we addressed holes, but who knows them holes are going to live up. So if I was y'all, I'll come out, use the run game instead of the pass game, and try to see if Jordan Love can dice this offense up. Granted, you miss your number one weapon, Tucker Craft, but you got the other receivers there. So that's how I view that. And defensively, I think get after Jalen Hurts to stop the run game. I mean, that's easier said than done, but I think what you need to do is not give your secondary time to cover because of our receiving core, and I don't think that y'all can cover us 1-on-one for longer than 3 seconds or 2.5 seconds. I think you got the speed of Jalen Hurts a lot personally, and I think those are the cues for y'all to win.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that, like I pointed out, and that's been the big thing that I wanted to see happen at the trade deadline, but it didn't. I felt like, if Green Bay would have been able to get a, like how they did a few years ago with Rasul Douglas, get a guy like that to come in, that could be better than what they have. You buy your pass rush a couple more seconds to get home, and those 2 seconds, 3 seconds, it it's hard to put into words, but like what it does is, when you give your pass rush more time to get home, odds are you're going to get home more often than not. But when you can't give them guys a couple extra seconds and you're now out of position, that's when you expose yourself in the back end of the defense and giving up big plays. And, and that's why I think tonight might be one of those games where I don't. I think just because it's cold, I don't think it's really going to affect too much. Maybe field goal kicking in terms of like how the distance that you're kicking from, but I could still see tonight even being a night where, just with how much talent is on both sides of the ball, you could get a higher scoring game. So like I said, it's going to come down to, for me, if is Green Bay making the big plays, that when they're at their best offensively, are those big plays hitting downfield? Like, I want to see how they use Luke Musgrave. A lot of people don't remember that Musgrave was the starter there before he got hurt and Kraft took over. And so, the talent's obviously there. It's just, how's he going to fit into that now with his different style of play? He's more of a vertical threat than he is the all around guy that Kraft is. But like you were saying, it's those receivers on the outside for me that are gonna, come the fourth quarter, if it's a close game, is Green Bay able to cover? Are they able to get a stop? And I just don't. I haven't seen enough from the guys on the field to believe that they will.
Same. So, Rob, you there?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So, now we can move on to the Eagles front. The keys that you think we need to win, so for us to win, and things that you see that we may slip up on or anything like that. And what is your score? You can go. You can start off, and
I
I'll
mean,
go after you.
honestly, as long as I don't see Ringo come in, I'm okay. That's just me being biased. But really, we need a I mean, our defense, if they come out playing how they played against the Giants, that what was it, 2 weeks ago? We had a
Yeah, it'll
bye
be
week.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, we had a boss, so it'd have been 2 weeks ago for us.
If we go out how we were playing the Giants, we'll be good. I say the only way we can lose this game is if we beat ourselves. Honestly, I mean, if we blow coverage, uh, players blow the coverage and everything, we'll beat ourselves, and that's the only way we can lose. But honestly, besides that, I see the score being 27-24. I see us pulling out the win.
I'll have the same score as Leicester, 27-21. And personally, I think the way it keeps for us winning is run game. We have to get the run game going. Have to get the run game going, take less pressure off of Jalen Hurts, make them have to come forward. We get easier passes to AJ Brown and Smitty. I see Dallas Goddard having a big game simply because they're going to be paying more attention to the outside. I think Goddard can eat up in the middle. Defensively, stop the run. Make Jordan Love have to pass the ball. If they beat us, make it because of Jordan Love. Granted, I know he can. He has the arm talent and everything like that. But we get after him. We get after the quarterback and make them beat us with the passing game. Don't have their running game. Make sure they don't get the running game and do what we always do. Finish in the red zone, offensively and defensively. And I think those are the ways for us to win. Ways for us to lose is simply put, we don't get after quarterback and we don't stop the run. If we don't stop the run, I don't see us having I see our chances of winning going drastically lower. And if we don't protect Jalen Hurts, I see it being a field day for their defense. If they get at least 5, 6 sacks, like have we been giving up recently, I don't see us winning this game. I'm sorry, but like Jalen's gonna get into his head. He might make a mistake. Not even if he don't make a mistake. Our defense might be on the field too much for us to overcome. And I think personally those are the ways for us to lose. But I do see us winning this game 27-21.
I mean, I like what you're saying, man. I totally agree. Uh, if they see what I'm worried about is Cam Jerkins still ain't playing, is he? We got
I do. Hold on, I can check, but I don't know.
From
Honestly.
the injury report that I've seen as of yes, I think well it was this morning around 4 before I got off of work is that Jerkins would be out tonight.
so I mean, is the backup center going to do what he needs to do? I mean, he did against the Giants. Don't get me wrong, but Green Bay's line is different.
And then
With
that's
your
the one
guys.
thing that I think that can really dictate too is I the way the offensive lines are for both teams right now. There's been a lot of inconsistencies, whether it's injuries or whatever personnel they're throwing out there. But I think whichever defensive line can wreak the most havoc, I think that's going to be the ultimate decider. Because for Green Bay, if you speed Jordan Love up, you're more likely to get him to make a mistake. Where if you can speed Jalen Hurts up, yeah, I mean you can negate some of the rushing out of him and make him have to throw it a little bit sooner on some of these plays. But I mean you're not going to probably get the turnovers the way you would with Love. But I think Green Bay for one that and like you mentioned, the red zone, finishing in the red zone. Green Bay cannot have another game where they fumble in the red zone, they miss a field goal, or they have back-to-back holding penalties when they're in the red zone. Because is Carolina an improved team from last year? Yes, but this is the Eagles. The Eagles are the defending champions. Even with the parity in the league, they are still the defending champions. They are still the team to beat. And for that, I guess that tonight for me, it's a measuring stick. is to where we played last year to what it looks like this year right now. Because this isn't week one. It's not a playoff game yet. It's right in the middle of the season. This is a prime game. And I think for both teams going forward, this could be a tone-setting win, or it can be a crushing loss. It could be something that derails one team or the other. I just my main thing is, for one, I want to see both teams leave this game healthy. Because like I said, it's gonna be a cold night. Hits are gonna hit a little bit harder. But like ultimately, I think what's gonna decide for at least Green Bay, it's gonna have to be what they do in the trenches, how good the D line performs, how good the offensive line blocks. Because if the defensive line is getting pressure like they've done in a handful of their games, yeah, like you said, Jai, it can be a long night. And I think the same thing goes for Philadelphia. If they can protect Jalen, they're probably going to have a pretty decent night on offense, because Green Bay just does not have that guy in the secondary besides maybe one of the safeties. And I still think the Eagles have, even if they've got some guys that aren't playing up to par, they still have some really good pieces on that defense that, just because they're ranked 24th, those pieces are still there. The potential for them to have a really good game is there. And so to me, it's got to be sharp on both sides for both teams. And I think the team that's the sharpest in terms of their blocking execution, gap assignments on defense, that's where it's all going to be decided.
Yeah, and Willie, the backup center is also questionable. He did practice, but our backup center is questionable. I guess they'll let us know. He was a full participant in practice though, so I don't pretty sure he's playing. So was Nolan Smith. So those guys may not play. Those guys may be limited in snaps. Well, not the center, but Nolan Smith may be limited in snaps, which would mean you'll see more of Jalen Phillips, who is playing. Which I like a lot. I like Jalen Phillips a lot. I think he's one of those guys. He can get after the quarterbacks. He's freaky athletic, great kick start, uh, and he'll be able to rejuvenate that pass rush. And I like to see. I hope that's also another thing. I hope to see him do that this game. We see the fruits of that this game.
Yeah, I know we got Hobbs out, Van Ness is out, um, which I don't know a full timeline as to when he'd be back. He's missed now. This would be his fourth straight game. Jaden Reed should be back to practice hopefully by next week. Um, but I think a lot of the guys that we had on our injury report, for the most part, they're probably going to play. I don't know to the extent of the snap count. Jacobs was limited at the beginning of the week, but he was a full participant yesterday. Saturday. Zach Tom was a limited, but more than likely he's going to go. I think overall Green Bay's kind of getting healthy, but it's getting them out there and seeing how everything gels once everything's going. I wasn't sure if Nolan Smith was going to play. I seen he was on the injury report. But now that I know he's playing, I mean, even if it's limited snaps, that's another guy that's got some real talent out there.
Yeah. Um, Matthew Golden didn't practice, but he's questionable. He didn't practice as of Saturday, but he is questionable, so probably just be limited in
Yeah,
snaps, I guess.
I'm gonna assume he's gonna be limited in the snaps that he plays. I hadn't seen anything today yet to this point, so I was hoping that I was gonna be able to get on this morning and find something else out. But as far as I've seen, it's going to be like a game time decision as to if he plays and how he's used and how many snaps he's actually going to put out on the field tonight.
Okay. Anybody want to touch on anything?
I think
Unless
I
I know
think
you're
I'm
going
I
to the
think
game.
I'm good unless you got anything else, Robert.
Uh, I mean, Jalen, you said Jalen Phillips is playing?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's gonna like you said, I think that's gonna be a big part for us. I think the trash talking, like he comes with the trash talking, and I think that's a part of our team. And I think it's just gonna up the rest of the team, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what Brandon Graham type of thing where you have to be at your best because he's talking on it. So he has to play at his best because if he's
You know,
talking, he's showing that he's something. So I get what you're saying.
thing,
Well,
I don't know.
for, anybody, nobody else got anything to say. Everybody just go to Not Moon Podcast YouTube, click on that link. If you click on that link, you're gonna see a whole bunch of stuff. Just click on the Bet US, everything. You just click on that, and then, hey man, explore. You click on that, click on everything there. You get 100% off Bet US. I only use Bet US. I don't use anything else. It's a pleasant experience. It's great. I love it. And we have also you can use NMP on an NFL shop to get anything that you want on jerseys, etc. And with that, I appreciate everybody for joining us. This is Not Moved, Non Pool Podcast. Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Robert, for joining us. Not Moved out.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.